This week on the RV podcast,
Walmart camping. Is it safe?
do sway bars really help with towing?
Are YouTube influencers ruining our national parks?
All this plus the RV news of the week and your questions coming up in episode 497 of the RV podcast.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Wendland, and this is my lifelong traveling companion and my bride, Jennifer.
Hello, Michael.
Well, you can't complain about the weather, except it's windy out. We were going to record this at the picnic table. We started to do it. We were baking in the sun, but we were going to do it for you. But what did us in was the wind. There's a pretty good breeze, and it's a good thing because it would really be unbearable out there. So we were inside our RV. We have been camping for the last 3 days. And another day or so left, and then we'll head back to Southwest Michigan and get ready for the next trip. Coming up, good feedback, by the way, from last week. Everybody loved our Mike and Jennifer's story time. So we'll do another one this week. It's at the end of the podcast. So if you don't like our stories, you can just end it after we do the questions of the week. But we always will kind of include one of our little stories. So thank you for all the kind feedback. Just a quick reminder that you can watch the video version of the podcast. Those of you listening in your favorite podcast app or online, you can catch us on YouTube, on our RV Lifestyle YouTube channel. And of course, we also have an embedded player with a closed caption transcript of everything we say today on our rvlifestyle.com blog. And that's a pretty cool thing. Hey, we got a big announcement. This is going to be May 15th, and on May 15th, we are announcing our gathering
At the Gulf.
at the Gulf. We got to try that again. And on May 15th, we're announcing...
Gathering at the Gulf.
There we go. That was fast. Okay, the dates for our next RV Lifestyle gathering are October 8th through the 11th, and the location is an absolute knock your socks off place.
Navarre, Florida.
Right opposite Navarre Beach, the Gulf Islands National Seashore, some of the most beautiful beaches you've seen, great fishing. It's an awesome RV resort that we're staying at there in beautiful Navarre, Florida. I don't know how else to describe it. It's the Emerald Coast, and if you're a regular of us, you know that we spend as much time as we can on the Emerald Coast. We think has the best beaches in the United States, by far. We're in the Florida Panhandle, and between Fort Walton Beach and Destin, and there's just so much to do there.
So you can go to the seashore, the National Seashore, and enjoy, or just stay at the campgrounds. It's quite nice there just to relax and enjoy. Go into Pensacola for restaurants or just to look around.
Oh, the Naval Air Museum, which is one
yeah.
of the best museums in the country. Budget a half day for that. Well, listen, all of the details are available through this link that we're going to give you. Ready? rvlifestyle.com/fall24. rvlifestyle.com/fall24. Now, like all of our gatherings, we limit these in size to about 60, 65 people. That's the maximum number that Jennifer and I have found over the years that we can really connect with everybody and at least have some time with everybody. More than that, and it's crazy madhouse. So we opt to have a fun time where we can chill and hang together. And we always offer these, we give a head start to our community, those who help financially support us, kind of like Patreon, but for our supporters. And they have taken up about a third of all of the tickets right now. So as of today, as you see this podcast, it's now available. You can book it. They all sell out. All of our gatherings sell out, as will this one very soon. So if you think you can make it, please jump in and do it. Again, the dates are October 8th through the 11th, and it's Navarre, Florida, our gathering at the Gulf. Well, we've had a really good time just hanging out at this campground. We came from Mother's Day.
We did, and so we got some quality family time in, got some shopping. We're originally from this area, And so it's great fun for me to be back here with my favorite stores and
Yeah.
what I'm familiar with.
It was fun doing some shopping. I actually have been playing around this week. You might have seen the video, and I'm going to do another one with these Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses that are a camera. They work with Meta, the parent company of Facebook, and you can live stream with them, and you can record up to a minute's worth of video. So I shot a whole video of our little weekend shopping camping trip. And I'll put that out this week. And if you're curious, the only thing that's down is you have to shoot only in portrait mode or vertical mode, portrait mode. But I put it together. I've had it with us, and you can see it's really a fun little camera. And that's coming up. You'll find that on our YouTube channel this week. So, all right, take a quick break. We come back. Wendy Boyer will have the social media buzz, and among the topics that she's addressing, sway bars. Just how effective are they when you're towing an RV? After countless nights on the road, we have finally found the ultimate comfort solution for our home away from home. Our RV mattress from rvmattress.com/RV Lifestyle. Now let me tell you, this is a game changer. Everybody knows that the stock mattresses that come in an RV are not great. And whether you are a weekend warrior or a full-timer, you deserve better sleep. RVmattress.com has 22 plus size options, 5 height options, and 3 firmness options, so you are bound to find something that fits. Jennifer and I got the signature hybrid mattress in Queen with the cooling cover, and we love it. It truly has us sleeping just as good in the RV as our house. In fact, so good, we actually got another RV mattress for our Sticks and Bricks house. Now, swapping out the uncomfortable old stock mattress for our new RV mattress was easy. It shipped from Arizona for free in a box. We brought it into the RV and never looked back. This RV mattress is plush comfort, the best sleep we've ever had in an RV. Every night feels like a luxury retreat, and we highly recommend upgrading your mattress at rvmattress.com. Trust us, you will not regret it. And if you use the promo code RV Lifestyle, you'll get a really nice discount. Again, go to rvmattress.com/RV Lifestyle. Jennifer and I bought some land near Nashville, Tennessee a while back. We got tired of crowded, expensive campgrounds and worrying about reservations. Tennessee is a gorgeous state with friendly people, and it has been such a pleasure. The same developer has some new property near us close to the Natchez Trace and Buffalo River called The Reserve at High Forest. Big properties, 5 to 41 acres. You can build a house, a cabin, or RV year-round. Prices start at only $89,900. Your property, your way, 100% ownership. The scenery in this part of Tennessee is breathtaking, and the property is gorgeous. Garden, landscape, bring your pets, build what you want. There's high-speed fiber optic internet, and it is so private. A great place to make your home base, ready whenever you want it. 5 to 41 acre properties from $89,900. There's even great financing. Check out the site and a video tour at rvlands.net. That's rvlands.net. Welcome back. Time now for the social media buzz.
And our own Wendy Boyer, she monitors our Facebook and our groups, and so she's very aware of what everybody's talking about, and she picks out several things that are the hot topics for the week.
And here's Wendy with this week's social media buzz.
Hi everybody. Over in our RV Lifestyle Community's troubleshooting space, John recently asked the group if sway bars would help his travel trailer when he's driving in high winds. It sounds like John was recently driving in about 30-mile-per-hour winds, and he said he white-knuckled it the whole way, an experience he does not want to repeat. So he got some good tips here. Bob and Roxy told him that they have a Reese straight line active sway control and weight distribution kit on their travel trailer, and it's helped a lot. Randall said his family's learned that sway bars when towing a travel trailer are a must. And Ari and Jesse said they have a Blue Ox weight distribution hitch with sway bars, and they often don't even know their 30-foot Airstream is behind them, even on windy days and even when those big semi-trucks pass. So I think John got his answer there. And then also in our community, in the general discussion space, Tracy said she was on a road trip and was going to stop at a Buc-ee's for the very first time. And so she asked the group, hit me up with the things I should not miss. And of course, Buc-ee's is this giant travel stop that a lot of RVers put on their bucket list to stop at least once in their life. And so Tracy got lots of suggestions. Things that came up a lot were the brisket sandwich, the beaver nuggets. Another person said the soda, the root beer from the soda fountain is really good. And then some just said take in the whole experience because this place is huge and unusual. You have good fuel prices, clean bathrooms, and everything imaginable for sale, be it clothes, gifts, spices, etc. So Tracy ended up going. She posted a picture of herself outside one, and she said she bought a brisket egg taco and gave it a 10 out of 10. And then meanwhile, over in our RV Lifestyle Facebook group, Justin asked, what is something you would not have learned were it not for RV life? And there were some great responses to this question, some quite thought-provoking. I think there were more than 500. A little small sampling here. Suzanne said she learned that how little stuff and how little clothing you really need in life because of RVing. John said he learned his tolerance for all things sewage is a lot higher than he thought. Alberto said he's learned how to be a better handyman, be it plumbing, electric, carpentry, basic mechanic skills. And for Greg, he says one thing RVing has taught him is just how absolutely beautiful our country is, coast to coast, and how very fortunate he is to live in it. I love that one. And that's it for me this week. I'm Wendy Boyer, and I'll see you over at the RV Lifestyle Community or Facebook group.
You know, I'm not a big fan of Buc-ee's.
Well, I'm not either, but it's a place that I think everybody needs to see once.
Unless you have an RV. If you're towing an RV or if you're in like a fifth wheel, it's not RV friendly. There really are no RV spots. If you're in a Class B and the smaller Class C, you can find a spot that you can park. But they don't like you hanging around. They'll come knock on your door and say, hey, this is only for shoppers. And, you're there much more than an hour and they see you there, they're going to kick you out. And it's just very congested. I mean, people love it. We've been there. We were just testing Class Bs and we went to the one in Alabama, and I think we went to and from and had fun. And,
We got lunch there, and the sandwiches we had were good.
I do like that brisket, but when I'm towing an RV, it's just too hard to get to. So anyway, thanks to Wendy for the social media buzz. And again, if you are not a member of our RV Lifestyle community, what are you waiting for? This is where you connect with other RVers, and it's a great community. It's friendly. You can find out information, get your questions answered, and meet a lot of new people. Just join it. It's free. community.rvlifestyle.com. When we come back, we're going to tackle our topic of the week, which is it safe to overnight in a Walmart?
We just heard about a land offering out west for RVers in Arizona. They're selling 5-acre RV ranches starting at only $49,900. The company offering it is affiliated with the people Jennifer and I bought our Tennessee property from. They do a great job. It looks amazing. It is at high elevation, so you get cooler temperatures, big mountain views, juniper trees, and green grasses. And it is near everything: the Grand Canyon, Lake Havasu, Kingman, Flagstaff, and Sedona. It's a perfect place to have a home base to explore the West, and it is right off famous Route 66. It's called Greenwood Ranches, and this is the second and final section of the community. We met the sales manager, really nice guy. He bought a property for his RV, and he's building a container home on it. Check out their website for a video tour and showing availability. It's pretty incredible. Visit the website to get details and set up a showing, ArizonaRVland.net. That's ArizonaRVland.net.
Welcome back. Time now for our topic of the week. And this week we're going to talk about all things Walmart. Walmart's always in the news, you know?
Yeah, I think everybody wants to park at a Walmart because it's just convenient, and Walmarts are everywhere. You're driving down the road and just need to stop for a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about why do people want to overnight at a Walmart? How did this come to be in the first place?
And is it still safe to overnight at a Walmart with the rising homeless rate and the other issues across the country?
We're going to answer the question that we hear a lot. People asking us, is Walmart cracking down on people overnighting?
And is there a proper way to camp at a Walmart?
So we're just going to jump in and talk about it. Because we hear so many conversations in our RV lifestyle communities asking about how safe it was. And maybe to start this conversation off, we should take something that happened in the news just this week. And it's the story of a man who barricaded himself in an RV in a parking lot, a Walmart and Sam's Club parking lot in Reno, Nevada the other day. And this is a kind of a scary story.
Well, it's kind of scary that there are so many people out there wandering around who aren't wired quite right.
Yeah.
But police said the man who told them he had a gun had a felony warrant for possession of controlled substance, assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, failing to appear and escape.
So this guy had a lot of red flags in his background. Let's just put it that way. So police came by. They had to send the SWAT team there, and he was taken to the hospital, and they think that he was under the influence of drugs. But when you look at video of this whole thing, you see their RV. It is parked under a light, and it's back a ways, like you would if you were there overnighting. Now, we could find no report that said he was. I don't think, the news media, they're so out of it, they don't know whether Walmart lets people camp there or not. So they didn't even address that. But it looked to us like he had been overnighting. And we want to share this story with you because, one, it is important to be ultra aware of your surroundings. And also, this kind of puts in perspective, because a story like that is going to be picked up throughout the RV community, just like we just talked about it. And it focuses people saying, well, is it safe? Now, understand, in most communities, Walmart is the dominant social and shopping place in the smaller communities. So it has more traffic than anybody else, and it has them usually all during the day and night. Some Walmarts close, but many of them are open all night, 24 hours. So people are always coming in. They hang out, they greet each other, they see each other there. And, it's inevitable there'll be incidents there. So don't let that one that we just told you about make you think all of them are there. Sad thing is that is not the only one. There are others. But do you remember the first time that we overnighted at a Walmart?
Yeah, I remember it. It was in Ohio, and you were so excited that we were going to stay in the Walmart parking lot.
That was one of the first stories I wanted to do. This was almost 13 years ago. And we had a little Class B. Were we on our way to Florida? I think we were. Yes, we were, because it was in March, April, and it had just recently snowed out. So it was very cold. And we stayed I remember it was Findlay, Ohio.
Was?
And what did we think of that?
What I remember most is it was very bright and it was very noisy.
Yeah, we pulled all the drapes and it was still bright, and the noise was car doors, people, horns, and then trucks, delivery trucks, other trucks, big, that were maybe going to make a delivery in the morning that were just kind of hanging there. So it was noisy. But still, staying in a Walmart's kind of like a rite of passage.
It certainly is. It was on your bucket list to spend a night at a Walmart, and you were so thrilled that first time that we did. And it's something that people ask us about all the time, about staying at a Walmart.
Now, just recently on our Facebook RV Lifestyle group, one of our members shared a picture of a Walmart parking lot from last week or the week before. He was in Page, Arizona. And for those of you who are listening to the audio version, we'll put a video version. In the video version, we'll show that photo. But it was from a guy named Matthew, and he wrote, "Holy crap, half the parking lot was full of RVs overnighting. This is Page, Arizona. Now, for those listening, the picture that he sends looks like a RV dealership, because it's a parking lot full of RVs of every type, parked under those bright parking lights, and it was pretty darn busy. So if you've never stayed in a Walmart, you might be surprised at how busy and noisy it is.
And of course, not all Walmarts are that busy.
Now, Walmart has been friendly to RVers for a long time. And the rumor is that Sam Walton, the founder, was an RVer himself, and he loved to meet travelers on the road. And he thought that, well, the least he could do is let campers stay free overnight in the parking lot, wherever it was feasible. They do have an official policy. We have it here. Do you want to read the official policy of Walmart?
The official policy of Walmart is, while we do not offer electric service or accommodations typically necessary for RV customers, Walmart values RV travelers and considers them among our best customers. Consequently, we do permit RV parking on our store parking lots as we are able. Permission to park is extended by individual store managers based on availability of parking space and local laws. Please contact management in each store to ensure accommodations before parking your RV.
That is the most important thing. Go in and ask. Even if you see other RVs there, go up and say, hey, is it okay that we overnight? Now, did you notice in that it said something about local laws? That is an important thing to remember. Walmart's policy is, come on, RVers, stay with us. But in many communities around the country, they don't like it. And there are a number of reasons. One of them is probably the number of homeless people who are living out of cars. Another one is probably due to a lot of campgrounds who are view very unfavorably RV camping in a Walmart, because it takes away business from them. So we've done stories before. It is the Campground Association that has model ordinances and legislation that they give county boards and commissions to prohibit parking overnight. And that happens across the country, and it's happening increasingly now.
And I think there's something that maybe we don't realize, because we're only stopping overnight and we can't wait to get on to where we're going next. But there probably are a lot of people that take advantage of this, and they don't just stay one night. Maybe they stay as long as they can stay, which then they got trash, and they're using the bathroom at Walmart, and probably wiping down and showering down in the sinks, and just
there are
overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, and so there is an element,
Yes.
kind of like marginal sustenance RVers who, who's they're not very well maintained, and then there are people who just will abuse the system. Hey, a free space to stay.
Yeah.
But I think Walmart by and large welcomes RVers. It's the local community that usually cracks down, and sometimes there's been a lot of incidents. If there's been a lot of incidents, the police will talk to the city council, and they'll say, hey, we just don't want them parking there. So let's talk about, is it still safe in an RV parking, in a Walmart parking lot? And many people have asked that question, because a lot has changed in our country over the past few years. A lot has changed since we started on the road 13 years ago.
Well, I think it is safe. You have to go with your gut, whether it feels safe or not. And you know the area that you're in. Just look around. Does it feel like it's okay?
Well, one issue I know Walmart has had a lot of problems with is shoplifting, as all retailers have. You've seen the stories. I remember a story I saw with the current CEO of Walmart talking about shoplifting rising to historically high levels. And this was maybe a couple of years ago. We'll find that story, and we'll link to it in the show notes for this episode if you want to find it. And then there's the whole problem of homelessness.
Yeah, a recent report that was out that homelessness is up 12% in the country. It's the highest reported level that we've ever had in this country.
I remember two RV Walmarts, two places where we overnight in our RV in Walmarts. One of them was in Arizona, and the other was, I think, in Illinois. And in both cases, we had a nice quiet spot, but right next to us was like a little bunch of trees. You know, they'll plant a little buffer between whatever's next door. And both of them had homeless people standing there. I remember I got up in the morning to have my coffee, I was sitting in the RV, and I was looking at the trees and watched some guy urinating in the trees next to me at, 7 in the morning. So that's an issue that they don't like having. That's up. I mean, homelessness, 12%, that's a lot, a big raise. Lots of people, we read the stories about people addicted to drugs and living in rundown RVs and squatting in various places. So communities around the country are taking a dimmer view of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's crime. Police departments are reporting a lot of crime in Walmart. But remember, that's the major gathering spot for many communities.
What I'm always curious about is what's happening in those parking lots. And I did some digging, and it's actually not easy to find crime reports nationally focused on just Walmart parking lots. But when you do a Google search, a lot does come up.
Yeah, individual stories. Well, we did, we asked our RV lifestyle community not long ago if anybody had been a victim of crime, or if they knew of somebody who had been a victim of crime while they were overnighting in a Walnut. And by far, the majority of those who responded said everything was fine. We'll put a link to that stream of comments that we got in the show notes for this episode. But some had stories that were downright frightening.
Yeah, a story out of New Hampshire last year, a couple in a van.
This is a terrible story.
Yeah, someone knocked at their door just before midnight, woke them up. Midnight is too late. I mean, if it...
You can imagine you're inside, somebody's pounding on your door.
I think maybe you're half awake and you open the door. You don't do that. The man answered the door, and this deranged man started beating him mercilessly, and the RVer died. And his girlfriend locked herself in the van and called the police, watching her boyfriend die before her eyes.
This was horrific, and this really happened. We'll put a link to that story, and that was in New Hampshire. Well, you wouldn't think of stuff like that happening.
No.
Another member of our group shared something that happened to him while he was overnighting at a Walmart in Montana. He said he woke up and there was a note on their door of the RV, or it was actually on there underneath the passenger window. On the RV, and it had $10 in cash and a little note. And they said they didn't notice this until they were on the road, but apparently this is a way to steal an RV. So you're getting your RV to get up in the morning and you see this $10 and you see a little note or something, and so you get out of your RV to get that note. I bet
you leave the door open.
You leave the door open, and thieves who are hiding somewhere nearby then jump out and take it. But it didn't happen to them. They didn't even notice this note until they were on the road.
Sometimes it's not all bad being a senior.
Yeah. And there were other stories that we got.
And another person told the story of a car pulling up next to them at 2 a.m. with a big boombox speaker blaring and waking them up. And the member could see 4 guys in the car, but they never got out. They just parked there, blaring this music. And he sat up with his 45, waiting to see if they did anything, and after half an hour, they drove off.
So, I don't know if he called the police, but that's probably what he should have done. I mean, you should have called the police right away if something like that happens. And then we had a lot of others because this is not Walmart that people stay overnight in. We had other people who reported sometimes they just don't feel generally as safe as they used to when they overnight at casinos or Cracker Barrels. And when you dig down in, they're all talking about noticing this increase in these people who are living out of their cars and homeless, basically. So that's kind of the feedback that we got.
I think it's important to share that most people don't have any problem with Walmart, but I do think a lot really depends on where you are in the country, and it is always very important to be aware. Just be
aware. So another question is, are Walmarts cracking down now on these problems that we've been talking about? Walmart's official policy has not changed. They're very welcoming to RVers. But as we said earlier, many towns are making it illegal for RVers to overnight because of the problems we've talked about. So you always need to know what the local ordinances say. And if you go into some of them have signs up that say, hey, no overnight parking, but ask the manager whether it's okay. Now, we have also heard from some of our Facebook about a place in Arkansas. They said it was, they didn't say the city, about an hour north of Little Rock, and they said that this Walmart had installed all these low clearance fixtures or barriers, and they didn't have a sign about what the height was, but it looked way too low for their RV.
Now that's not nice.
And he shared it with the group, and the story and the consensus was that they were there to keep RVers out. Did you see that post?
I saw that post, and many members of our group started sharing other Walmart parking lots they encountered with similar low clearance features at the parking lot entrance. And some locations, Oklahoma City, a few places in Missouri.
Sullivan, Missouri, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Well, that would certainly send a message to RVers. You pull in and there's something that you can't get your RV underneath.
I just hope everybody sees.
I've not encountered that, but
you know, you wouldn't want to wreck your RV.
So the bottom line is, how do you camp and how do you do it right? Well, there's only one really important thing, and that is that we've said it. This will be the third time we said it. Go check with the manager, right?
When you go in the store, buy something, and if it's a Walmart, you should be able to find something you need, be it groceries or some small thing. And since they are permitting you to sleep in their property lot, if it's only right that you should buy something.
Yeah, it's like Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I always say, I love Cracker Barrel because I wake up and I smell my bacon cooking in there. When you do park, don't take a prime parking spot close to the front door. For one thing, you'll be up all night long as people are going in and out. So be courteous, practice good etiquette, park strategically for safety. Choose a spot maybe near lights and away from any back alleys. Park in a way that you take up as little space as possible.
And don't set up camp.
No.
Remember, you're a guest in a parking lot and are not paying to be in a campground. So that means don't bring out the grill.
No.
Don't set up the lawn chairs. Don't put up the kids' little pool, fill it with water. No, just joking. I would even say don't extend the slides if you can help it. You are just there to get a little rest before you continue on the next day.
And if you're going to use your slides, or if you have and you need to level your RV, for goodness sakes, put something underneath your levelers so in hot weather it doesn't damage the asphalt. Just be considerate. Just be considerate. And plan ahead, basic safety. And needless to say, lock your doors and windows, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, maybe small town America, where it's very, very safe. I know when I grew up as a kid, you never locked the doors. You didn't lock your car doors. You didn't lock the house doors. But it's a different world now. So even if it's a relatively safe community, make sure you lock all doors and windows. And definitely close all your blinds and shades. Walk around your unit. Make sure nobody can peek in.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do if there's a knock on the door?
Do not open the door.
Yeah, do not open the door. If they identify themselves as police, peek out through a window, ask them to show you their badge or whatever like that. But do not open your door. We've heard of people who they knock on the door. Hey, I broke down. I'm wondering if you got a flashlight I can borrow, or middle of the night. Don't do it. Make sure you know who's on the other side of that door. So we just gave you a lot to worry about, but I want to stress there are a lot of Walmarts, and crime is, I don't think, any worse there than it is anywhere else.
And so despite that, all that we've shared here, we really do think it is fine to stay at a Walmart. It's almost a rite of passage.
Yep, it is. So we'll post links to a bunch of other stories, including the rules, unofficial rules about staying in a Walmart. We'll also put a couple stories we did on crime. But like Jen said, we think it's safe and it's fine to stay there. Just be aware, right?
Right. And just like you wouldn't open your door if somebody came knocking on your door at 11, 12, middle of the night. You wouldn't open your door at your house. This is your house on wheels. Do not open the door.
What your daddy used to tell you, that after midnight, anybody out in the streets is not up to any good.
Actually, it was 2 in the morning.
Okay, well,
You were not to be out that time.
yeah. Well, I'd say midnight these days. That's probably still not a good idea. All right. Hey, when we come back, we've got the RV news of the week. Stay with us.
Are you ready to embark on an unforgettable adventure in your RV? Our RV Lifestyle Travel Guide ebooks are your ultimate companions for exploring North America's most breathtaking destinations. They'll help you hit the road with confidence and make the most out of your RVing experience. We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and we are passionate explorers and the authors of an entire library of RV Travel Guide ebooks. We have meticulously put together detailed travel maps showing you the best routes, where to stay, what hidden gems to discover along the way. From the majestic Yellowstone National Park to the vibrant colors of Colorado, the awe-inspiring beauty of Utah, the enchanting deserts of Arizona, the tranquil Great Lakes region, the pristine wilderness of the Adirondacks. We've even done a captivating 3-part guide to RV travel and camping in Florida. No matter where your wanderlust takes you, we've got you covered. Our curated list of must-see attractions ensures that you won't miss out on any unforgettable experiences. You want to witness the eruption of Old Faithful? We've got you covered. Craving an epic road trip through breathtaking landscapes? We've got the perfect route for you. Dreaming of beachside camping under the stars? We know the best spots. With our ebooks available for instant download at rvlifestyle.com/books, you can have the knowledge you need right at your fingertips. Head over to rvlifestyle.com/books and start exploring the wonders of North America today. Unforgettable adventures are waiting.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Time now for the RV news of the week. And we got a story that we know is true.
Yeah, we baby boomers, we just don't go away. We just kind of stay forever, don't we?
Yeah.
So baby boomers are back.
Yes.
And the baby boomer generation was 26% of all campers in 2023. And among all new campers, baby boomers make up about 22%.
Now, I don't know where KOA...
come up with these numbers?
KOA does, and this is from a new KOA survey. They do a big... they collect so much data with that app that they have when you book a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get tons of press. Every spring they do their camping report for the year. Well, I kind of think they were having a little trouble maybe finding a lead, because their lead was, the baby boomers are back. Folks, I've been out on the road for 13 years. Baby boomers never left. The millennials came. The millennials have dropped off a little bit. They've all done the van life bit for a year and have moved on to, now they're touring Europe or wherever. But I don't think baby boomers ever left.
Well, I'm thinking KOA would only have the people that stay at their campgrounds. And I'm thinking probably baby boomers are very comfortable at KOAs.
Yes, they're comfortable at KOAs, and
they can do their laundry, and it's very secure. The pools, they're just very comfortable camping there.
Now, they said 22% of all new campers are baby boomers. So that shows, I think the retirement, more and more people are reaching retirement age. That section of the baby boomers is starting to retire, so they're buying RVs. But the bottom line is that baby boomers always have been and remain a very big part of the camping demographics out there. And I think, don't you, that the industry has kind of shifted all of its attention from COVID on towards, these millennial campers. And you saw their ads. All their ads were, their ads were crazy. They're like, you had all these baby boomers around the campground drinking long neck beers. Well, campers usually drink beer out of cans because glasses breaks and it's just not necessarily good camping etiquette. And then
what do you do with those bottles?
Yeah, but then the other picture that they always showed the baby boomers was somebody up on the roof of the RV.
Yeah, I know.
Dancing around the roof of the RV.
I know this baby boomer was up on the roof.
Yeah, but you did it just to get back at me because you were mad at me for climbing up there and taking video. But that's one of my favorite pictures of you doing a yoga pose up there, and everybody thinks. Actually, I'm looking at it now. It's hanging I'll go take it. I'll put it in the show notes. It's hanging over my on a picture on the wall here in our RV.
There's no doubt in my mind it's going to be shown at my funeral.
Yep. But what nobody realizes, that's part of our Mike and Jen story time, left time. But part of our story on that is that you were mad because I had climbed up on the roof of this to take a sunset picture. We were out courtside, I think.
And I said, do not climb up on the roof.
You know, I was thinking, I'm an old guy, I'm going to fall off, and probably rightly so. But I did. And then so she climbed up. And
I thought, well, I can't do what he did, so I guess I'll do a yoga pose.
so she's spoofing the baby boomer, or spoofing the millennials up there. Anyway, millennials made up a smaller percentage of campers in 23. That's because they moved on to other stuff. Do we have any other statistics that we got from that study that was interesting?
Oh, well, most new campers earn less than $100,000 a year.
Okay.
And I'm wondering how many people in this country
Do make
earn-
100,000?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And most were from rural or suburban areas.
Yeah.
And most, 64%, do not have children.
Really?
That surprises me. And most are from diverse backgrounds.
Wonder what that means.
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll put a link and you can go look at that whole report yourself. But they say the boomers are back. So you're getting credit. And you never left, most of you boomers out there. Here's a story that we have to talk about. Our social media influencers ruining our national parks. Remember that idiotic social media influencer who decided to record herself hitting a golf ball into the Grand Canyon for 7 million of her TikTok followers a couple years ago? Well, the park's staff posted an image of her pounding this ball into the canyon's walls on their Facebook page, saying, do we really need to say, don't hit golf balls into the Grand Canyon? I'm delighted that the influencer, Katie Sigmund, by the way, is her name. She was fined. And I remember telling you about this in our newsletter, just wondering how stupid people could be. But we mentioned this story because of an interesting article we came across that was studying the good, and most of it is good, and the bad caused to our national park from social media. Park Service has sort of flip-flopped on how they want to register and record video from the national parks. Now, this is a long story. We've reported it. But I'll tell you, we have stopped recording videos at national parks. And we did this a couple years back because they made this ridiculously expensive and cumbersome. And you had to get a permit. Then you didn't have to get a permit. Then you did. Now, we're told now that they're easing up. But they were going to make us get a permit if we took a cell phone and took pictures in the Grand Canyon. Or in any national park, as a matter of fact. It's funny because we're going to National Park in Grand Canyon next weekend, and I'm taking video. I shouldn't have said that. I think it's okay now, though. We'll see. If they come and get me, I'll tell you about it. But it'll be nice video I shoot.
You'll probably ask me to shoot it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anyway, that helps. You know, everybody agrees that much of the influencers that have done stories, nice stories about the national parks, that has helped get the word out about them. People love them. But, you know, there's been people who've been just really irresponsible.
Fall off the ledges.
Taking selfies, falling off the ledges.
Yeah, just not being careful.
Tromping over ground that they shouldn't tromp on.
Right.
There's no disturbing wildlife. You know, hitting golf balls into the Grand Canyon. So anyway, there's a big story on it, and we'll put a link to it in our show story notes. I would like to hear what you all think about some of these influencers doing this, and has it ruined the national parks, or, you know, should they crack down on these guys more? Whatever you think. All right, last story. Boy, what a week last week was with the weather.
Yeah. Mike and I, we watched in disbelief as day after day of tornadoes and horrible weather swept across the country. And I think there were over 70 reported tornadoes in at least 15 states, and numerous other states reporting damage from high winds, heavy rain, and hail. That was just a wild weather week.
Yeah, we have on our RV Lifestyle community, we have a area for RV weather, and it's been filled with all the tornado warnings and the alerts and videos. I mean, really up to date stuff. And I couldn't believe everything that came off. The hail. Did you see the pictures of the hail?
Yeah, the hail was unbelievable. In Johnson City, Texas, reported 6.5-inch hail.
Like that.
Can
that
you believe
big.
that? I can't. A weather station said it was the second largest reported hailstone in the state's history.
Everything in Texas is big, including hail.
Yeah.
Well, near us, we live in southwestern Michigan. There were 3 tornadoes. 2 touched down just a little over a mile away from us, and the other one was just a few miles further south than that. It was really, really tough.
Yeah, and our daughter-in-law, who's a school teacher, she had several days off work as the community recovered, and she said she'd never had a tornado day before.
Yeah.
Hopefully she never will again.
Yeah. Fortunately, the ones by us, no one was seriously hurt, but a lot of damage. Many campgrounds around the country suffered really bad damage with them. The Hickory Woods Campground, Brookville, Indiana, many RVs were destroyed there. About 20 people took shelter in a supply closet between the campground bathrooms. It was built out of cinder blocks, so that's what they did for safety. In Colorado, 5 RVs were knocked over by high winds at the Cheyenne Mountain State Park, and there were lots of other incidents around the country. I noticed, the first thing I noticed is here at Addison Oaks County Park, where we're right behind us on the other side there is their restrooms and their facilities, and a big sign saying storm shelter there. When you camp, make sure you know what you do and where you should go in the event of a storm.
Definitely.
All right, when we come back, RV questions of the week. Stay with us.
When we're asked what's the most important modification we made to our RV, it's an easy answer. Battle-Born batteries. Battle-Born batteries are quality, safe, reliable lithium batteries that allow us to stay out there off the grid longer. Lithium batteries charge faster, they charge fuller, they're longer lasting, they're maintenance free, and Battle-Born batteries are protected by a 10-year guarantee. Now in our case, they just dropped into the existing AGM batteries that we have, and they'll probably be the same on your rig too. Battle-Born battery experts can get those in your rig just like they did with ours. They can also match you up with the right cabling, the inverter, the charger, the solar controller, everything. Jennifer and I swear by our Battle-Born batteries. They allow us to boondock off the grid. Check them out. Go to rvlifestyle.com/lithium. rvlifestyle.com/lithium.
Welcome back. Time now for the RV questions of the week. And here's one for you. It says, I'd like to hear from Jennifer. What's your favorite thing about RV and what's your least favorite?
Well, the least favorite has to be cleaning everything up when you come home. I like to do it like as soon as we get home, just unpack and get everything ready for the next time. So having to do cleanup is never fun. But the favorite thing is dreaming about what you're going to see, getting ready to go, getting excited about what lies ahead, and this adventure that you're about ready to take off on. That's the best part. And I get restless, you know it. You get tired of me saying, I want to go someplace.
After
I'm
about
only
3 days home. 3 days home.
I'm not home that long, and I'm saying, okay, I need to go someplace. I want to see something.
And I think the secret, if I really want to go someplace, all I have to do is say, hey, Jen, let's go out in the RV for a minute and just check stuff out. As soon as you walk in here, you want to go.
Yeah, Holly, you like that too? We come in and maybe we just sit here and look around a little bit, and we're like, okay, ready to go.
What else do you like about it?
Oh, meeting new people, seeing beautiful new things. It's just, it's a good thing. Now, and another hard part is food, planning food. Making as many meals as you can ahead of time. You have to think through what you need for those trips.
Yeah. And of course, laundry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, laundry's always a challenge on the road.
Mm-hmm.
We keep debating whether we're going to get a washer dryer for this fifth wheel.
It costs a fortune
Yeah, about $2,400 I checked
for
to
a
get
combo washer dryer.
to get it installed. But
So that's a major expense, and you guys know how long we tend to keep rigs. I just don't know
yeah,
if we're going to have this rig to justify
yeah.
that kind of money.
So we'll figure it. All right, you got a question for us? We'd love to answer your questions. Our email address is mikeandjen@rvlifestyle.com.
Well, at least for Mother's Day, you didn't get me a pail of water and a rock or something.
No, I didn't do
Okay,
that.
That's good. And some clothesline, or there's bushes, aren't there? Throw it. Okay, sorry, got off. Yeah.
Hey, time for our story of the week, and this is Mike and Jen's story time. This is the second week we've done this, and you guys have to tell us if you still want us to do these stories or if it's too much. So we thought we would. Last week we talked about being robbed, and this week we thought about telling you the times we almost died. Now, the times we ended up in emergency rooms for hospital stays unexpectedly while we're on the road. And notice we said times, because there have been 2 times. One me, and one you.
Me. Yeah.
So tell about your time.
Okay, my time, I was in Red Lodge, Montana.
Or Glacier National Park. Well,
Yeah.
we were leading
leading a group.
Yeah.
And
We were doing a rally, a gathering there.
and I got pneumonia.
She started feeling bad, 3 or 4 days before we got there. We did hiking, everything leading up to there. But when we got there, we got our spots. You were so sick.
I could not breathe.
I said, well, let's go get a hotel room.
Yeah, and the hotel room we found out later was haunted.
Yes. We should do a story on our haunted. So we were on, I don't know if it's a 4 or 5 star hotel, but we were on the top floor.
Yep,
And there was nothing above us.
nothing.
And we heard,
I heard.
Well, no, but we heard from the people thinking that it's haunted, that there's somebody walking around, a ghost, they think, up in there. And so you were just wheezing and stayed in bed. I ran out to start the group.
Yeah, you
And
had to work.
I had to, because we had all these people coming from all over the country, so I had to be there. I came back to the hotel, and you were even worse, but you said, this place really is haunted.
Well, actually, I was there and I heard someone walking around on the roof, and I thought, oh, they're fixing the air conditioning unit or the elevator, because the elevator wouldn't go up to our floor.
Yeah, maybe because they didn't want people to hear the ghost. But it wasn't.
Anyway.
They weren't doing any of that. That's the ghost, they said.
That was the ghost they told me.
But it
later
really
that
sounded
I
like
heard.
footprints.
Oh yeah, it sounded like somebody was walking around up there, so I was just listening to it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so she got so bad, she couldn't breathe, and we went in to the local hospital, and we were just okay. There's 3 beds in this little
No,
hospital?
it was a 10-bed hospital.
10-bed hospital. Red Lodge. It turned out to be one of the nicest hospitals we've ever been in.
Yeah, they it ended up, I got better. They took good care of me. They even
Really
let
good
our
care.
dog at that time, Ty, come into the hospital.
Came into a room, and he just, like Bo, curled up on the floor right next to his.
Mm-hmm.
But thank goodness for that hospital.
Yes.
So my time, maybe it's Glacier. We shouldn't go back to Glacier. My time was also, it was like a couple years later, and we were going out to Glacier National Park again, and we go up through Wisconsin into Minnesota, and then we were taking US 90 or I-94 or US 94, Highway 94, all the way across into Montana, the northern route to get to Glacier. But I had these terrible pains in my abdomen, and I called our doctor. He says, you better get to the nearest hospital, big hospital near you. So we looked on the map, and the nearest hospital was Rochester, Minnesota, the Mayo Clinic Hospital, the Mayo Hospital. And we said, we're never going to get in here. This is the most popular hospital in the world. And, everybody comes from all over the world to go to Mayo. And they got us in and said immediately I had to have my gallbladder out.
And it was hard to park the RV. We had a Class B, but they allowed us to park.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, they gave us a special spot so that we could park. And
They handled it so well. There was just no issues at all. I spent two nights in the hospital, because they did the surgery the next morning. It kept me overnight, and we went back on the way to Mayo. But our point is, that's all that's happened to us so far
hopefully
in
no
13
more.
years. But you're going to have health problems wherever you are, whether you're camping or whether you're home. So don't say, oh, I don't want to go in case I have a health emergency. Our point is there is great health care all across the country. Who would have thought that Red Lodge, Montana would have been such a nice hospital? Who would have thought that you could get into the Mayo Clinic with just going in with abdominal
The ER.
pain? Yeah, in the ER, yep. And then they admitted me. So our point in all these stories is just carry on and do as you would do home. There was no problem with insurance or anything like that. I think we had just really great care. You had one other time where you had a really bad toothache, I remember.
Yeah.
We were also, it was another rally that we were doing.
It was in Holland, Michigan.
Tulip time. We were there for tulip, yeah.
And I had a toothache. And I just called my dentist and told him what was going on. And so he got me an antibiotic. And I just went to the pharmacy and filled it. And it was okay. The pain was gone. And I could see my dentist when we got home.
So there we go. Don't hesitate to get care. Somebody's sick and you need to go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. There's always a hospital nearby or, within driving distance. Find out. And don't let that, unless you have a chronic condition and what you know your situation. But there is great health care in this country. In terms of getting your drugs, many times we've run out of prescriptions getting your drugs. And we use national chains, CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, national chains. They'll fill your prescriptions and take good care of you wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's Mike and Jen's story time. A haunted hospital or a haunted hotel I didn't tell you about Jennifer's hospital. That was also where when I visited her and stayed with her at night, and I'd leave about 10 o'clock and they'd say, you might want to check the parking lot because we've had a problem with a bear that's out here, a grizzly, every night. And I didn't see it. I had Ty with me, my dog, and he would have alerted me. But they let the dog in her room.
Yeah, I was very delighted. Ty got to see his mama.
Now, many of you regulars have heard our stories all the time. If you want a story you want us to tell, send us a note. You can reach us. If you think these stories are ridiculous, tell us. We'll move on to something else. But we're Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great week.
Happy trails.